I'm definitely getting sick. They got a busy day today. Even though I'm sick, I still got a busy day. Like all day locked down. You gotta get the dishwasher installed, gotta have a couple of meetings for work, publish video for the travel channel, and then the big one is I gotta go through a bunch of shows for my job.
It's actually 6:88.
And then also share a thought with you guys. It's just something that I've been thinking about and I think it might help. And it has to do with motivation. And I wanna talk about motivation, but I know as soon as I get into it, I'm expecting a delivery. Delivery people supposed to come and it's supposed to install the new dish. Pippin, what'd I tell you? Come on. What'd I tell you?
Lightning's pretty fast.
Look at that. Man, I cannot believe how nice it is today. Too bad it's like one of the busiest days for me and I'm like sick. So I won't be hugging the block too much today, but it is really nice. Oh, there's plenty of seats out here. Actually, this spot is prime. Like, I don't want to sit directly in the sun. Just not about that life. But I think I could sit here. Hey, how you doing? Okay. Yeah, I think this. Oh, fucking hot. Ooh. Beanie game on point. All right, so I want to tell a story about motivation and what I think the source of motivation comes from, like where it starts. And I bet you any money, as soon as I get deep in the story, somebody's gonna come and sit right next to me. It happens all the time. All right, we got our coffee, so I gotta give a huge shout out to today's coffee sponsors. Bash DJ Hurley, Elliot Roach, Nasia Tillery, Bammer, Bam, and it's somebody who did not have a name or anything, it just says someone. Huge shout out to you guys for the coffee. And then a few people who pulled up with the super chat, shot by Muranos and Digital Chad Tech. Thank you, and yeah, keep, like, for real, thank you. So a lot of you guys don't know this, but I actually grew up poor. I mean, I'm from the hood of Chicago, and one of the things I remember the most was my grandmother sleeping on the couch. And it wasn't like a one-off thing, it was every night. Every night, my grandmother would sleep on the couch because there was just not enough space. And there was one specific day where my grandmother she fell asleep like sitting up, and she fell asleep like crying. And I will never forget that, I will never forget her face. And now at that moment, I just remember how I felt. Like I just felt so bad. Like I don't know, I just knew I never ever wanted that for her. And yeah, this was something that was completely out of my control at the time because I was just a kid, but I never wanted that for her. I never wanted that for my sisters. I never wanted that for my uncles. I just never wanted that for anybody. Now, at the time, my mom did not live with us. She was getting herself together in Atlanta, she went through a whole nother thing, and that's a whole nother story. I mean, my mom was holding it down. She was doing what she needed to do. But I was talking to her recently, and it just reminded me of that moment. And I think that was the moment where I think that I was just motivated to do whatever it took to get where I wanted to go. So that my grandmother so she didn't have to cry anymore, because that's, man, I'm telling you, I cannot explain how bad I felt, and I was a kid. And there were just so many moments like this. I even remember the lights being off. I remember like not having hot water. I remember using all these candles. And what's crazy is no matter what point I was in my life, I always thought about those moments. The lights being off, no hot water, my grandmother crying while she's sleeping, sitting upright in the living room, not having a bed to sleep on. And pimping, that's where the motivation list just kicked in for everything. There were no options of doubting myself. There were no options not to get something done that I should be getting done. There were no options but to not be poor. If you are just feeling unmotivated to do something, to keep going, if you think something's too hard, if you're not seeing the results that you want to see and it's just killing you, like literally think about if you don't do it, you're letting somebody else down. Somebody in the future who needed you, you can't be there for them. Whether it's your immediate family or an employee that you might hire someday or just something like that. Just think about those things. Don't think about yourself. And when you think about it like that, you can't help but to be motivated to get where you wanna go. If you start to look at things like that, like look at who you affect, guaranteed it'll change the game for you. finished up the first couple of meetings and they were a success, boss. And now I know it's not on the list of things to do, but I am extremely hungry. We might have to put that on the list of things to do. Get lunch. Now I do kind of need to figure out what I want to eat soon because I still got a bunch of work to do. Oh, look at that view. Man, look at the view right there. You know what, I need to stop playing and just go to that cookie place. So I legit just end up coming to Pond 13 because their burgers are fire. Bye, dude. What I'm trying to say, and what I'm trying to say is that when you have such a strong desire or obsession, that obsession leads to action, and that action leads to the motivation. And for me, that was not wanting to be poor anymore, like plain and simple. And that's what I realized. That's what I had the idea of, and something that I just want to share with you guys. But quick side note, this is probably one of my favorite churches. It is so nice. But now I gotta get home because Sarah has to go to work and I have to put the kids to bed. And although it was extremely busy today, which is not a bad thing, I actually prefer busy, it was still a very successful day. Yeah, holla at a player. Okay, buddy, come on. Let's go. Time for this guy to go to bed.
Awake the king of...
Oh, man. It took forever for him to go to sleep. Jeez. Ooh, excuse me. 40 minutes. 40 minutes. And he was trying to fight it. I don't know why you're trying to fight to go to sleep. Why? Don't fight to sleep. But anyway, now, just one last thing to do, and that is edit this vlog. For those wondering if I made it through all 688 shows, the answer is a big old fat no. That's just way too many. I got to like 490, so it made some progress, but nah, pimp, nah. Ooh, excuse me.